Hey everybody, BoreSight here. So I landed up getting access to the Ghost Recon Wildlands closed beta, and I just want to give you guys my first impressions and discuss whether or not this would be a game that I could see myself playing. Now before I begin, I would just like to mention that because this is a closed beta, there will be issues, so please just constantly keep that in mind, as a lot of what I say could change in the final build of the game. So now, the game takes place in Bolivia, which has become increasingly unstable as the Santa Blanca cartel has gained a sizable amount of power and influence, to the point where Bolivia has actually become the world's largest producer of cocaine. Now, the rise in power of these drug cartels concerns the US, as Santa Blanca's influence has begun to spread beyond Bolivia. Now, as a result, the US Army dispatches an elite special operations unit called the Ghosts to destroy the cartel and reveal the connection between Santa Blanca and the local government. Now, within the closed beta, we are given 6 missions from the game's main storyline and several side missions. There are also weapon mods and skill upgrades which can be collected across the playable area of the map, so be sure to pursue them as well. Now, there are only a handful of problems that I have with this game, so I'd quickly just like to get them out of the way. First thing, no surprise, when installing the game, I saw the game is using the digital rights management system called Denuvo. Now I say no surprise, because I don't know if many of you remember, but back in 2012, the CEO of Ubisoft, Mr. Yves Guillemot, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, basically said that between 93 and 95% of the PC players in the world are playing pirated games. So I would half expect them to include this in their titles. Now, I'm all for the developers being paid for their hard work. I'm just not a fan of DRM's anti-consumer nature, but that's a discussion all on its own. Now, upon booting up the game, the first real problem I noticed was the really poor FPS and just how sluggish the gameplay was. The only way that I was able to get a relatively steady FPS was by setting all of the graphical settings down to their lowest, and even then there were constant stutterings. Now, I'm pretty sure that my i7-4770K overclocked GTX 970 and an SSD could easily handle this, so I'm just going to chalk this up to a poorly optimized game, which is obviously understandable as the game is in early access build. So let's just hope this changes, as I simply can't see myself playing through the entire campaign if the final product is released in a similar state. Now currently I'm not a fan of the public co-op system, which makes you play the single player missions again, but this time you either have your friends or complete strangers that more than likely just ruin your experience. Now, I don't think that there's really anything that can be done to fix this, but fair enough, if someone joins your squad and starts messing around by alerting the NPCs prematurely, you can just kick them. However, you can't prevent the next person that joins from doing the same thing, and it's something that does and will become very annoying very quickly. Now, there were a few game crashes here and there, along with a few bugs. However, I don't have an issue with it, as it is an early beta build after all. Alright, now that we've gotten my main gripes out of the way, let's discuss the good stuff. I do have to admit that this game does a lot more right than it does wrong, and I absolutely love the fact that we don't have those Division bullet sponge bosses running around, and that one headshot from a pistol is enough to take just about anyone down. Now, don't think for 1 second that the same doesn't apply to you. You die so quickly in this game. I was actually a little bit shocked by just how fast this takes place. This mechanic actually makes you value your life more, especially since you only get 1 team revive per engagement, so this really helps to add some sort of suspense. And oh my god, the extensive weapon modding is back. This reminds me of the Ghost Recon Future Soldier days. I can't tell you how many hours of my life were lost to modding weapons in that game, so yeah, I was thrilled to see it in this one. Character customization is included, and oh man is it in depth. I was actually a bit taken back by just how far they've taken it. With so many variations, this really allows you to create your own truly unique character, and I am quite impressed by this. I was really glad to see that they incorporated some of the ballistic realism by adding a bullet drop mechanic, as I really struggle to play FPS games that don't incorporate this. playing any FPS without it just constantly breaks my immersion is all. Now, I found it really helpful that they included a feature where you can browse through 90 provided game hints whilst waiting for your game to load. So if you happen to be one of those unfortunate souls that plays off of a hard drive as opposed to a solid state drive, at least you'll have something to read while your session loads. Now, the map display and icons are obviously heavily influenced by Far Cry 3, which I actually like, so good one there. Although I did think it was a little bit lazy at first, but hey, I mean, if something ain't broke, then why fix it? Another great aspect of the game, which heavily reminded me of Far Cry 3, is the constant threat whilst traversing the map. There are enemy motor, helicopter and foot patrols which you can run into without almost any warning. There are outposts spread out all over the show, and more often than not I would find myself stumbling into one of them before being hastily attacked. The base infiltrations felt very much like a cross between Future Soldier with the drone recon and Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain with the environment, and just how quickly things can go from bad to worse and leave you dead in a few seconds. Now, I must say I was really impressed with the day and night cycle, and I often found myself just walking around admiring it, or by being forced to fly with night vision because of it. That really contributed to my temporary suspension of disbelief. So overall guys, even though to most people this game would be considered to be a definite buy, I just really didn't enjoy it as much as I hoped I would. And as far as open world games go, I would much rather play GTA 5 or Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. So what do you guys think? Are you enjoying the closed beta? Are you going to pick this one up or give it a skip? I'd love to know, so please don't forget to leave a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. Until next time guys, take care of yourselves and have a chilled one.